So, good morning once again, Vita.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Vita. So, let's wish that we finish this today's session by winding up lesson number 13, that is sound. We will be able to finish it. What do you say?
Yes.
Yes. Lesson number
Yes.
13, sound, we will finish today. Okay. So, just
Hmm.
continue with the noise effects. What are the health effects for the regarding noise pollution? Let's see. Please begin, Vita.
Health effects. According to the US EPA, there are direct links between noise and health. Also, noise pollution adversely affects the
Lives.
lives
Lives.
of millions of people.
Okay. Now, USCPA is a US organization. They did some analysis, they did a study, and they found that there's a direct linkage between noise and health. If a particular place has got more of noise pollution, the health of the people are affected because it is affecting in a very bad manner. Adversely means in a negative manner, it is affecting the lives of millions of people staying on the universe. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see what noise pollution does.
Noise pollution can damage physiological and phys-
Psychological.
psychological health.
Okay. So what noise pollution does? It can, it's got the possibility or the probability that it can damage, it can hinder, it can affect the physiological health. Now what is called physiological health? How you look is physiology. So it is all depends upon the metabolism which is happening inside your body. Your respiratory rate may increase, your heartbeat becomes faster, you breathe faster, isn't it? Hello.
Yes,
Sometimes
ma'am.
it may have a you may have a digestive problems. Okay, so these are all physiological health. Now let's come to psychological health. That is mental health. Now this noise pollution can really affect the physiology as well as the psychology of human beings. Let's see what are the other problems that we observe due to noise pollution.
Hi- High blood pressure, stress related illness, sleep
Disruption.
disruption, hearing loss, and productivity loss are the problems related to noise pollution.
So the problems that we can see is high BP, that is high blood pressure. Human being can get stressed out. You get loss of tension. Then you cannot sleep because of noise. Also, there may be hearing impairment. That is because of the loud noise. Uh, you cannot hear well. You have become slightly deaf. And the productivity loss. That means the reproduction ability of human being is also affected. These are certain problems which are related to noise pollution. The last one is
It can also cause memory loss, severe depression, and panic attacks.
so this noise pollution can also create memory loss. That means you have become forgetful. You don't remember. That is called memory loss. Second is acute depression. A human being does not know what to do because of the noise pollution. So he gets depressed and panic attacks. Panic attacks are very bad. Generally, panic attacks are in the morning when your respiratory becomes too high and you feel your heart will break, your heart will burst, and you don't know what to do. That is called panic attacks. So all these things happens due to noise pollution. You can see over here the musical instruments over here that cause noise pollution. And you can see this Ganesha Visarjan. It's Mumbai. You can imagine. You can imagine how much of sound is blared. Then these are during making of roads. Yes, got this bulldozers type. You've got the radio. Then you have, I think this is AC. It's AC or urban, whatever, and this is radio. And then blasting a bomb. This is a bomb. Yes. And you've got the speakers. Say this man is keeping his fingers onto the ears, and these are crackers. So you can see this, there's all creators of noise pollution. They're the sources of noise pollution. Understood this much?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Now we see what are the sources of noise pollution. Please read.
Sources of noise pollution. Number 1. Transportation systems are the main source of noise pollution in urban areas. Number 2. Construction of buildings, highways, and streets causes a lot of noise due to the usage of air compressors, bulldozers, loaders, dump trucks, and pavement breakers. Industrial noise also adds to the already unfavorable state of noise pollution. Loudspeakers, plumbing, boilers, generators, air conditioners, fans, and vacuum cleaners add to the existing noise pollution.
Okay. So can you explain if you can
Ma'am,
explain any one of you who can explain, can start with point by point. These are all
transportation,
simple stuff. These are all simple
yes,
stuff. That's
ma'am.
why I'm asking you. And don't read it
Transportation,
out. You can use your own words and explain.
ma'am, transportation leads
What
to
is
noise
transportation
pollution.
system? No, what is transportation system? That you have to explain. I don't know anything. You have to explain and then
Transportation system means
explain.
we load something from truck.
Then, hello. Then,
This causes noise pollution because when we load things, it makes noise.
no, transportation system is what better? What are the modes of transport? Railways, airways, roadways, waterways. Don't you think so?
Yes.
Yes. So, vehicles moving on the road is blaring horns, is honking horns. Yes or
Dump.
no?
Yes. Dump truck.
Yes. Yes. Then trucks are there, buses are there. They make noise or not? I will not say they make sound. They make noise because all these sound are unwanted. What do you say?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is becoming noise. You agree with me?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now, what is the meaning of urban areas? Urban is a city, not rural. Rural is
Yes.
village. We are staying in urban areas, so it's not a city actually. Bhavnagar is a town, but it is a urban. We are staying in city, not a village. Now, these transportation systems, which is transporting people or luggage or baggage or what you call as raw material from one place to another and making a system is called as transportation system. So all the vehicles, whether it is on the road, it is on the water, air, you understand, creates noise pollution. Now, also noise pollutions are created, added rather, I won't say created, added up When you make building, whenever you make a building, you can hear lots of sounds. Whenever you make highways or a road, it causes a lot of noise. Why? Because we are using air compressors, bulldozers, loaders, dump trucks, and pavement breakers. Whenever they keep on banging onto the road, break the road, they make those huge, huge hammers. Hope you have observed those huge hammers they take to break it. So when they bang it, obviously it creates lots of unwanted noise. Now to add up, we have this industrial noise. There's one siren also in the morning. You get around 7 o'clock. You get a siren. Yes, and also uh, there's hooter. Then there are lots of machine which is working in the which is running in the industries. That also creates lots of noise. Then at home also we have these loudspeakers. Then the plumbers are there who are repairing uh, the washrooms or the water gadgets. Then we have boilers. Boilers, you know, where you boil the water. Then we have the generators where you generate electricity. We have ACs at homes, fans, vacuum cleaners. All these devices, they produce lots of noise, adding to noise pollution. Any problem?
No, ma'am.
Yes, any problem? I've tried to make things very clear. Now, what are these loaders? Loaders mean when you load certain material. Dump trucks. Dump trucks are the trucks which open it up at the what do you call it? The behind of the truck it just becomes slant, and the whole thing just falls down. That is called as dump truck. Got it? And pavement breakers. What are called pavement? The pavement is the side of the road, the footpath that you can say. Sometime to increase the size of the road, you have to break the pavement, isn't it? The footpath you have to break. So at that time, the noise which is produced, it also adds up to the noise pollution. What is the solution? We have noise pollution, we cannot negate it, we cannot say no to it. But there has to be some solution. How to reduce it? Let's see what we'll do. Start.
Solution for noise pollution. Number 1. Planting bushes and trees in and around sound generating sources is an effective solution for noise pollution. Regular servicing and tuning of automobiles can effectively reduce the noise pollution. Buildings can be designed with suitable noise absorbing materials for the walls, windows, and ceilings. Workers should be provided with equipment such as earplugs and ear muffs for hearing protection.
Okay. How do you reduce noise pollution? First is plant trees as much as possible. It's the first thing because they are the best absorber of sound. So what we do, we plant bushes. Bushes are the small, what do you call this? Shrubs. They are shrubs. They are between herbs and trees. The size of the tree is less than tree and more than herbs. That is called as bushes. So you have to plant bushes and trees wherever you have the industries, wherever you have got the sound generating sources, you have to plant trees around it because it is very effective. It can reduce the noise pollution to maximum. Now, automobiles, your car, your cycle, or your scooty, it has to be regularly serviced. Why? Because when it is regularly serviced, your vehicle becomes very smooth to run. It will not use much of fuel, so your mileage will be maximum. And thirdly, there will not be any noise from your vehicle. Got it? So that's why servicing is required. It reduces the noise pollution. Now, buildings are also made which will have certain noise absorbing material for the walls, windows, and ceilings. Okay, so the noise pollution is reduced. Workers who are working in this noise effective areas, what they should use? They should use earplugs so that their hearing is not impaired. They can hear properly because if you keep your ears open for this noise pollution to act on you, you may become deaf. So what you should use, beta? You should use earplugs or ear muffs so that your hearing is protected. Otherwise, you may become deaf anytime. Have you understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how to reduce? We are just still on for the reduction of noise pollution. Please continue.
Similar to automobiles, lubrication of the machinery and servicing should be done to minimize noise generation. Soundproof doors and windows can be installed to block unwanted noise from outside. Regulation should be imposed to restrict the usage of play loudspeakers in crowded areas and public places. Factories and industries should be located far from residential areas.
Residential
Residential.
area.
Sorry.
Now, we saw in automobiles how it produces noise pollution. We also should minimize the noise pollution by lubricating it. What is the meaning of lubrication, beta? Either to put oil or grease. For example, your sewing machine is making a lot of noise. Just I'm giving you an example. Your mama is working with a sewing machine. First of all, she cannot hold the handle properly. She cannot move the handle properly because it is jammed. It's not moving swiftly. So what she does, she takes the oil and puts it inside the machine. And after some time, after half an hour, when she tries to work on it, it becomes very smooth. Effortlessly, she can swing or she can work with the machine. She can move the handle very effortlessly. You got it? So what are we doing? We are lubricating the machinery. What is the machine over here? Sewing machine. And also if you give the sewing machine for servicing purpose time to time, that could minimize the noise generation, the noise production. Second is you can also have the soundproof doors and windows so that whatever noise is happening outside will be blocked. It cannot enter our building. It cannot enter our house because we are blocking it off. Also, there should be laws, rules and regulations, and that should be regulated very strictly so as to oppose, so as to disallow to play loudspeakers in crowded areas and public places. It should not be allowed because it is causing noise pollution. Also, factories and industries should be placed where? At outskirts, outside the residential areas, wherever people live, the factories and the industries should not be in urban places, but it should be at the outskirts. That means where the village starts and where the town stops or the town finishes. That is called as an outskirt. So generally, we find the factories, for example, you can see Talaja, Sihor, remember? So most of the factories are at Sihor. Why? Because it is at the outskirts. Bhavnagar finishes. Bhavnagar finishes at Sihor. I hope you know that. So it is at the outskirts of Bhavnagar, and most of the factories are located at the outside of cities. Any problem, Beta?
No, ma'am.
Start.
Community development or urban management should be done with long term planning along with an aim to reduce noise pollution. Social awareness programs should be taken up to educate the public about the causes and effects of noise pollution.
Okay, thank you. What is this community development? What is called community, Vita? What is called community? Where all people live together in a community. Yes? Or urban management. That means how city is managed. Urban is city, the towns. This should be managed with a long-term planning. That means your community or society should be developed in such a way that it should not be affected by any sort of noise pollution. The city should be planned in such a way that uh, the the proposal would be in such a manner that there should not be in recent future or in near future no problem should be uh, created rather on the people who are staying in those cities. So that is management. Okay. So what is the aim? The noise pollution should not affect those community or the city. Also, programs are made which creates social awareness. That means, okay, if I say, I know that we are on the verge of having shortage of water. In spite of that, I keep a blind eye to it and waste water as much as possible. Or I am very indifferent to it. I ignore it. So I am not a good citizen of this country, am I? Or am I
No.
educated? Or am I educated? No. When I know if we are going to have water shortage, uh, in recent times, then we should take care of it. Okay, don't save, but don't waste also. Yes, and water, electricity, everything is related, rather interrelated. So these social awareness programs are created, are made, so they show all these programs in public, on the street, on the street, okay, okay, and so
Yes,
that
ma'am.
people come to know about it. They get awareness about it, that what we should do as a citizen to work like a community, yes, and help the environment free from all types of pollution. I'm not only specifying the noise pollution because this is a chapter regarding sound, so we are talking about noise pollution. But generally, I'm talking to you all that we really have to take care, think over that it's not regarding noise pollution that we have to work on. We have to work against all the varieties of pollution, all the types of pollution. Am I understood?
Yes.
Yes. Okay?
Yes.
So what are we doing? When we create all these programs, we are educating the people. Do you think I should educate you again and again, 8th standard girls? Once that
Yes.
education is done, you don't have to educate it again and again. If I say, okay, don't spit on the road, don't spit at home, don't spit in the school, it is a must. You should not spit. It is a bad habit. But still people do it. Now, where is the education then? Tell me. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So education is what? If I'm educated, then I will not do that thing anywhere, anytime in my life. That is called as education. Whether I am told by anyone or not, it is within me. I should not do it. That's all. That is education. What do you say?
Yes.
Yes? What is written over here? Stop and abuse. And then what is written over here? Noise. You see, this is in
Noise.
waves. It is in the wave formation because I've already taught you
Yes.
noise goes in waves, isn't it? Sound travels in waves. Didn't I say that?
Yes.
Yes, sound travels in waves. But then we have cut it. See, we have put a oblique sign, red sign. That means we should not carry on with this. Because it is not sound, but it is noise. If it would have been sound, this red oblique portion would not have come. But when it is noise, so obviously we have to stop it because it is going to abuse us. It is going to be wrongly affecting us. Okay? What happens? Please continue.
Hearing impairment, hearing loss, also known as hearing impairment, is a partial or total inability to hear. A deaf person has little to no hearing. Partial disability is generally the result of a disease, injury, or age.
Okay. This much have you understood? What is hearing impairment?
Yes.
You know, being. What happens? Hearing loss. Hearing loss is also called as hearing impairment. So what is the synonym of hearing loss? It is hearing impairment. Both are same. Now, this is actually what? Either you hear it partially or you cannot hear it at all. So that is total inability to hear means you are deaf. You just cannot hear anything. Or you can hear little. That is called as partial, or sorry, that is called as hearing loss or hearing impairment. Deaf person generally hear a little or don't hear at all. And this partial disability, like you can hear a little, is actually due to maybe age, or maybe you are hurt sometime when you were young, maybe you are injured inside, and other could be the disease or age. You understand? So there must be some disease in your ear, and we
Yes.
did not take care of it, and on its own it got cured maybe, but that disease has hampered your hearing. Okay, so the result is you can see this baby with a hearing aid, and these deaf people, they are using sign language for speaking because they cannot hear. Yes. So when people cannot hear, what sort of communication they do better? They use sign language to communicate. Please start. Please begin. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Continue better.
Okay, ma'am. Sign language. Sign language, also sign language, is a language that uses manual communication to convey meaning. This can include
Simultaneous.
simultaneously employing hand gestures, movement, uh,
Orientation.
orientation of the fingers, arms, or body, and facial expressions to convey a speaker's idea.
Now these are the signs that you can see. They use friend, from, full, funny. So these are the signs they use for friend, from, full, funny. See, peace, love, huskies. Huskies are the dogs. Again, these are the sign languages. So this sign language is for communicating to let them know what they want to say. Now you can use hand gestures, you can move your hands, then the fingers. The movement of the fingers, your body can move, your arms can move, and the facial expression, your eyes, your mouth, all these expressions, they communicate or they give the speakers ideas. What is hearing aids?
Hearing aid is an electronic battery operated device. It receives sound through its microphone, which convert these sound waves to electrical signals. These signals are amplified and given to the speaker of the hearing aid. The speaker converts these amplified signals back into sound. This amplified sound is then sent to the ear, and this helps the affected person to hear it much more clearly.
So what are hearing aids? I just showed you this baby is using hearing aids. Can you see this? See
Yes,
this over here? This is called hearing aid. All of you girls, can you see this? 8th standard. Are they present or not?
ma'am, they are present but not answering.
Answering as usual. So this is electronic battery. What you fit in your ear is a actually electronic battery. Now it is getting a sound through microphone. And through microphone, it converts the sound waves to electrical signals. These signals are, I told you the inner ear, it amplifies 3 times, remember? So these signals are amplified and then it comes to the speaker aid. The speaker is converting this amplified back into sound. So it is not actually, the way the ordinary ear would do, it is not. It is becoming shortened. And this amplified sound goes to the ear and then from there it goes to the brain. Do you understand? And the person who is having this problem can hear it clearly. Any problem? Yes, girls.
Yes, ma'am.
What was the problem that they cannot hear properly? Now that machine is catching the sound and it is increasing the sound. It is amplifying the sound and again it goes to the speaker. From there it goes to the ear canal. From ear canal it goes to the brain and then the brain registers and the person can understand that what it is all about. You understand now?
Yes, ma'am.
It is not that the brain is not working. The brain is working, but the part of the ear is not working. So the part of ear is being worked out by the hearing aid, which is amplified because they cannot hear it. Now this hearing aid is making the sound amplified, which goes to the brain, it registers it, and then the human being comes to know that this sound is about what. You get it now?
Yes.
Then they can speak with each other, they can communicate with each other. Because if they don't know what they are hearing, how can they answer? They can't answer, isn't it? So this is one hearing aid. Look over here. This is how it looks like. The hearing aid has got microphone and a speaker. And over here there's one machine which amplifies the sound. Got it?
Yes.
Hello? Yes? Okay. This is the machine. Can you see this machine?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the battery, this is the amplifier, this is the speaker, this is the microphone. This is the unit which is fitted inside the ear. Okay? And this is how with the ear hook and the ear mold, it fits on the ear. This is how it looks like. See, this is how it is fit. Can you see this?
Yes.
and everything is over here. The machine is at the back, and this is the mode which fits it. Okay? Now we have reflection of sound. Please.
A reflection of sound, like light, sound gets reflected at the surface of a solid or liquid and follows the laws of reflection. The angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. The incident ray, the reflected ray, and normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane.
Fine.
Ex-
So what we have observed in light, it gets reflected. Same way, sound also gets reflected from solid, liquid, and they also follow the laws of reflection. What the laws of reflection says, see. The angle of incidence, I, is equal to angle of reflection. You understood? So the angle of reflection, like this. You got it now? The bell rings.
Yes.
Yes, it goes over here. It forms the angle I. It gets reflected and is taken by the ear. It is reflection. Any problem? So what we see? Angle I is equal to angle R. Agree?
Yes.
First law of reflection. Second law of reflection is that this one, this one, and this is called normal. What it is called as normal. All lie in the same plane. What you will say? I, N, and R lie on the same plane. So the incident ray, the reflected ray, and normal lie in the same plane. You understood? Now we see the activity. Please.
Take two pipes of the same length and arrange them on a table near a wall or metal plate. Keep a clock near the open end of one pipe and try to hear the sound of the clock through the other pipe by adjusting the position of the pipe. Now measure the angles of incidence and reflection. Then lift the second pipe and try to hear the sound. It will be seen that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. The incident ray, the reflected ray, and normal all lie in the same plane.
So this activity shows the rules are followed, isn't it? What you take? Take two pipes of the same length. These are the pipes. Same length you have taken, and you have arranged it near a wall. This is a wall or a plate. And you have kept a clock near the open end of one pipe. Yes? And from this pipe, you try to hear the sound, or of a bell or a clock. Try to hear the sound from here. Then, how do you hear? By adjusting the position. It can be here, it can be here, it can be anywhere. Adjust the position of the pipe to hear the sound. Okay, then you measure the angle of incidence and angle of reflection. So if you put the pipe here, obviously the other pipe will come here, isn't it? If you put the pipe here, then the pipe has to go there, isn't it? Showing that angle I is equal to angle R. Any problem? Hello? Girls, any problem?
No, ma'am.
Then what you find is that angle
Hello,
I,
Supriya. Hello.
yes ma'am, winding it up. Angle
Uh,
I is equal to angle R,
Supriya,
and
ma'am.
yes,
I stop recording.
just 1 second ma'am. Let me finish this slide. Just 1 second
Oh,
only.
okay.
So what you find is angle I is equal to angle R, and incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal all lie on the same plane. This is what we have observed doing this activity. Any problems so far, beta? Girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Any problem so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I hope you have understood this session, today's session.
Yes.
We cannot
Yes.
finish this chapter. We still have got 3 more slides to go.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am. Hello.
So next time we take up this one. We finish this.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you for coming.